Game of Thrones was all about chronicles the political intrigue, brutal conflicts, and supernatural forces at play in a fictional realm ruled by multiple kingdoms. These recommended showa follow a diverse ensemble cast, including noble families, cunning advisors, legendary warriors, and mysterious sorcerers, just like Game of Thrones. So let's start. Coming at number 10, His Dark Materials. Series follows a girl named Lyra, a young orphan from an alternate world, stays with the scholars in a college in Oxford. During a quest to find her missing friend, she discovers a secret that involves several kidnappings. Whatever its shortcomings, His Dark Materials takes an epic attempt at an epic story and delivers in surprising ways, and it engages deeply with the life of its story. It's well worth the journey. All 3 seasons of His Dark Materials are streaming on HBO Max. On number 9 we have Shadow and Bone. The Shadowfold, a swath of impenetrable darkness crawling with monsters that feast on human flesh, is slowly destroying the once great nation of Ravka. Alina, a pale, lonely orphan, discovers a unique power that thrusts her into the lavish world of the kingdom's magical elite, the Grisha. Could she be the key to unraveling the dark fabric of the Shadowfold and setting Ravka free? The Darkling, a creature of seductive charm and terrifying power, is the leader of the Grisha. If Alina is to fulfill her destiny, she must discover how to unlock her gift and face up to her danger. It's full with elements just like Game of Thrones. On number 8, we have Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time is a story that takes place both in our past and our future. In his fantasy world, only women can use the one power safely. Any man who wields will inevitably go insane and wreak havoc in the world. Unusually for post-Tolkien fantasy, there are no elves in the Wheel of Time. No elves, no dwarves, and no simpering princesses. Robert Jordan described his world as the late 17th century without gunpowder. And though there are a variety of monsters in the shape of Shadowspawn, it's a very human tale. On number 7, we have Barbarians 2020. In the year 9 AD, several Germanic tribes unite to challenge the almost invincible Roman legions in a legendary battle. The battle in the Teutoburg forest will change the history of Europe. At the center of this bloody clash are 3 childhood friends who are linked by a tragic fate. They become the all-important force in the fight against the superior Roman power. Her path is marked by loyalty and betrayal, love and hate, and ultimately proves to be a dramatic test of a friendship between 3 young people. This show is full of something that shouldn't be allowed to watch with family, just like Game of Thrones. On number 6 we have Black Sails 2014. Black Sails is a pirate adventure that centers on the tales of Captain Flint and his pirates as they hunt treasure and fight for the survival of New Providence Island. Black Sails stood out from other pirate series by going into darker places, especially where its characters were concerned. Though Flint was the protagonist, he'd commit cold-blooded murder, especially if anyone crossed him. On number 5 we have The Last Kingdom 2015. The Last Kingdom begins with young Uhtred as a boy. He's heir of Bebbanburg, an area of land held by his father, Lord Uhtred. When Vikings attack, led by a vicious warlord, Uhtred's father is slain in battle. In the wake of this, he's kidnapped by the Danes along with a young Saxon girl called Brida. Watch the series to see how he takes revenge, saves kingdoms, and do many things as he grows up. On number 4 we have Into the Badlands 2015. A mighty warrior and a young boy with supernatural powers search for enlightenment in a ruthless post-apocalyptic America controlled by feudal barons. 500 years from now, war has left the world in ruins. The show's high-style, intriguing machinations and kinetic fight sequences should keep Into the Badlands in the bone-crunching business for the foreseeable future. The show is not much for humor. This will suit viewers who like their maiming and killing straight, who prefer their post-apocalypse untainted by irony. On number 3 we have Vikings 2013 and Vikings Valhalla 2022. Vikings transports us to the brutal and mysterious world of Ragnar Lothbrok, a Viking warrior and farmer who yearns to explore and raid the distant shores across the ocean. The series broadly follows the exploits of the legendary Viking chieftain Ragnar Lothbrok and his crew, and later those of his sons. It's a show with plenty of violence, drama, mystery, etc. The character development is what keeps the show fresh and interesting. It takes you into this world of Vikings and keeps you intrigued throughout the series. I just love this show so much. And even though it hasn't been gone that long, I already miss it. On number 2, we have Spartacus 2010. The life of Spartacus, the gladiator who led a rebellion against the Romans. From his time as an ally of the Romans, to his betrayal and becoming a gladiator, to the rebellion he leads, and its ultimate outcome. This show, like Game of Thrones, shouldn't be allowed to watch with a crowd. Must be watched alone. Before coming at number 1, here is an honorable mention. The Witcher. Geralt of Rivia, a brooding professional monster hunter for hire, also known as Witcher, struggles to keep his humanity in a medieval dark fantasy world ruled by corrupt kings, queens, and mages, where poverty, violence, and intolerance are rampant. Normal humans are sometimes worse than actual monsters, and most jobs that. Please like and subscribe because on top of our list is a spin-off of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragons. If you watched Game of Thrones, you of course remember the mother of dragons herself, Daenerys Targaryen, and her quest to take back the Iron Throne. From that period, House of the Dragon brings us back nearly 200 years to the time in Westeros, in history when House Targaryen was at the height of its power. The series begins with the reign of King Viserys I, the fifth Targaryen ruler, the question of his succession, and the events that unfold after he names his daughter, Rhaenyra, heir. A woman heir had never been assumed by anyone.